So here's a short story where a girlfriend thought it'd be funny to play truth or dare with her ex-boyfriend at a party, and it went way too far, and our guy here is breaking up with her. And I'll be going to go over here, guys, making the point that if you feel disrespected, or you absolutely were disrespected, but other people don't think that, it doesn't matter. You have a right to end a relationship. And especially if a girlfriend is playing truth or dare with an ex-boyfriend and talking about very graphic things involving their past before you, publicly, yeah, that's disrespect. End it, move on. But of course, understand, not everybody's going to agree with you. Titled, I left my girlfriend at the party and broke up with her afterwards. She wants to work it out, and most of our mutual friends think I overreacted. And a shout out to Paul for sending in this story. So it starts off, says here, I'm 22 years old, and I was dating my ex, a 22-year-old female, for 3 years. We met freshman year in college, and our friend groups became one giant friend group. Over time, we got closer, and eventually we started dating in our sophomore year. Things were good, and we communicated really well with each other. She knew about my exes, and I knew about hers. One thing she told me was that she was one of those exes that used to be friends with her friends, but wasn't anymore, and he wasn't in the picture. So when we went to a party 3 weeks ago, and her ex, a 23-year-old male, was there, I was surprised to find out that half of her friends were still friends with this guy, and that she knew about it. She told me she hadn't realized they were serious, and since he was never included in any plans, she figured that they just meant that they were cool with him. I was like, okay, and she told me she was sorry. She didn't realize and tell me beforehand. Sure, not buying it. I've been doing this too long. My ex and I had a group of our friends, and her ex ended up playing some truth or dare games that I and a few others weren't interested in. Nothing good comes from truth or dare when you're in a relationship and your girlfriend's at the same party playing truth or dare with you. And now with the ex involved, at some point, it turned into my ex and her ex reminiscing in front of others about their relationship and how great things were between them. Oh, that's real nice. Meanwhile, you're there and they're talking about great things in their relationship. Then it started getting flirty, and it was obvious enough that our friends were not participating who noticed, and another who was part of the game left it. When the talk turned sexual is when I left. I told the people standing there with me that I was leaving and was pretty open about not wanting to hear more of that. I called out bye to everybody, and then I left. You want to talk about massive disrespect. She's playing truth or dare and with a bunch of people, and our guy's there with her ex-boyfriend. And by the way, if she's reminiscing about the good times and playing truth or dare, obviously they broke up on terms that, probably what happened was that he probably ended it with her. Because if she ended it with him, it'd be a different take on how she'd be treating him, and you know it. And now that they're actually talking about sexual stuff and truth or dare, he's doing this on purpose to make a fool of this guy telling the story. And she's just more than happy to go along with it. Absolute disrespect. I'd be like, have all the fun you want, we're done. Well, my ex apparently ran out after me, but I was gone already. She texted and called a bunch, and I told her that we need to talk the next day, because I wasn't in a place to talk to her right then. Nice job. I like that for two reasons. Number one, he's waiting for himself to be calm in a place in a good place before he does what he has to do. And two, it is going to make her crazy. It's like, in other words, he's telling his girl, we need to talk, and leaving it at that. And when a guy tells a girl, we need to talk, and he's remotely important to her, it makes them crazy, because then they're going to be freaking out about what you want to talk about. They'll be calling their friends and texting their friends. What does it mean? What does he mean? Giving them uncertainty and drama. Well, a fight broke out over it with our friends and my ex, and she told me about it when we talked the next day. She wanted to know why I left, and I asked how'd she like it if I would flirt with somebody so clearly at a party while we're together, and she denied it was flirting and said it was just friendly. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Girls are masters at flirting. She knows exactly, how fucking old is she, 22? She's had at least a decade, or if not more, to master flirting. Guys usually are terrible at flirting. Girls are great at it, especially good-looking ones. She knows what she's doing. She's full of crap. She's insulting you. I also asked her how she would like it for me to talk so openly about my sex life with my ex and bring it up all the amazing things we did together around her. That's what she did. She wouldn't like it too much. She said that it went too far, but it wasn't flirting, and it was just talk, and that nothing happened. Yes, something happened. You were disrespecting me big time, publicly, with your ex, and it wasn't just flirting. And guess what? I mean, it was flirting. See, no accountability. Well, we had gone back and forth for a while, and I told her it was better that we broke up. She told me she didn't want to, but I said I wasn't going to stay after that. Good for him. Just like that. Not tolerating bullshit. If he stayed with her after how she behaved that night, it would be bad. She's still asking for us to get back together and saying we can work on it, and a lot of her friends are saying that I overreacted. They said walking out of the party like that was my way of trying to guilt trip her and make everybody else feel awkward. The others think it's crazy to say because nobody would like being in my shoes at the party. Tell those people to go F themselves. This guy, it's not their business what he does in this relationship. He's not overreacting. She absolutely was showing disrespect. And that former boyfriend of hers knew exactly what he was doing. The thing that really has me second guessing is that I still love my ex. I just feel really disrespected with the whole party thing and question about it often. And it will happen if I do agree to get back together one day because clearly her ex is still friends with the people that we hang out with. I don't know what to do if I did the right thing. You did the right thing, bro. Oftentimes your initial reaction is the correct one. But I like, again, that he kept his cool. He left and said, we'll talk tomorrow. Making her freak out a little bit. And it works. They play their games. We can play ours. But obviously it's disrespected. It's his choice. He's done with her. Move the hell on. He's 22. He has his whole life ahead of him. Okay? But you can't be in a relationship with somebody who disrespects you. And I'm convinced, I'd love to know that boyfriend probably broke up with her. And therefore, how she, in a way that she always will be thinking about him. And that ex-boyfriend knew what he was doing. Let them go be together if they're not already. And as for friends, hey, you can always make more friends. So guys, there you go. You sense something's up, you're disrespected like that, you're ever allowed to break up with your girlfriend. Women will break up with guys that were the smallest infractions. We're allowed to do it too. And if he stayed with her after she did that, publicly humiliate him like that, there'll be more of it. Now, there's some more commentary from him before I wrap this up. He also says, she told me she knows she crossed the line. She also denies it was flirting. She told me she was so sorry and wouldn't do it again. But she let it go so far and didn't stop until I left. So far, she hasn't said I was wrong to leave, and that the friends, they're the ones that said that. But she thinks we can work it out and doesn't have to be over between us. Well, she wasn't the one who was disrespected. He was. He also says, I wasn't the only person who found it bad. One person playing the game left when it got graphic, and the people who were with me said the same thing. We found a lot of it uncomfortable, given that we were together, but when it got to be that way, we knew it had gone way, way too far. And the last thing he said is this is not rage bait. It went from reminiscing to flirting to talking about their past sex life in graphic detail, and things got deeper. There were people who did think it was disrespectful, but way too many didn't think it was. They seemed to consider it fine because of the environment or because of the game they've been playing. I disagree with them. It doesn't make a difference what anybody thinks. It's what you think. So let's use this, guys, as an opportunity to learn. And if you're in this situation, you feel disrespected, or you have a good reason you want to end your relationship, it doesn't make a difference if every single person out there disagree with you. It doesn't make a difference if I disagree with you. If you're not happy with the current relationship, it's your private business. You can do what you want. But the reality is that people are always going to jump in and add their 2 cents, and you can tell them where to go. End of story. So, guys, there you go. Good for him. Don't waste your time with her and move on.